Hello, and thank you for watching this regional forecast update for the northeastern U.S. I'm Andrew Pritchard, Senior Meteorologist with Nutrien Ag Solutions. Well, we got a complicated picture here across the eastern third of the nation as we look at the satellite picture here on Friday morning. High pressure, quiet conditions across the western half of the United States, troughing across the eastern half. We've got a pair of systems right now, one triggering some showers and storms across the southeast, another one triggering some showers and a little bit of snow across the northeast, but these two are going to kind of marry and merge slightly as we head into the weekend, and that's going to lead to a lot of snow across the north. So here's the radar picture Friday morning, much more in the way of heavy rain and some thunder across the Mid-South into the Gulf Coast. Scattered areas of lighter rain as you make your way into the northeast this morning. It's going to become a little bit heavier, more organized as we head deeper into the weekend. We'll add some wind in as well as this system begins to intensify. Now looking at temperatures on Friday morning, a little bit warmer in the east, temperatures in the 40s and 50s. Generally in the 40s from the northeast down into the mid-Atlantic, 20s and 30s as you get back into the Midwest, parts of the central and northern plains. Now, their hazards map on this Friday morning, we do have a winter storm watch for much of Maine, getting into Vermont, southern portions of New Hampshire as well, southern portions of Vermont, and then we may see this be upgraded here to winter storm warning. It's more than likely as we head through the rest of the day today. I think we'll see those watches upgraded to warnings. This is the surface map here as we head through the day today. Again, quiet in the west, very active as we look at things here on the east coast. So here's the high-resolution NAM model. This will take us into the weekend and all the way into our big snowstorm. So as we head through the day today, really looking at generally light precipitation. Light rain showers, light snow flurries across upstate New York, getting into portions of Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. Rain across the south, portions of southern Pennsylvania, getting into Jersey. You'll get that heavier rain, heavier in intensity as we get into the overnight. And excuse my dog barking there. We're going to see if we can just roll with this for now. But this is where we get the system really intensifying as we head into Saturday morning into Saturday afternoon. And the snow begins here in earnest as we get going into the later part of the day on Saturday. Strong winds coming around on the north side of this. So again, there could be some blowing and drifting snow with this and treacherous travel conditions in places as we head through the day on Saturday. Now this begins to move out of here slowly as we get into Saturday night and Sunday morning. So across portions of Maine, it's likely we'll still have some snowflakes flying as we go into the day on Sunday. Your total snow accumulation forecast from the National Weather Service, again, across portions of Vermont down into Massachusetts, we're talking about anywhere from 3 to 6 inches of snow. Across Vermont into Maine, that's what we're talking more about, 6 to 12 inches of snow. Portions of northern Maine may be getting some locally higher amounts. Total liquid precipitation over the next 7 days. This is really about it. The storm system here as we head through the weekend. It's going to set us up for a slightly cooler next week before potentially turning stormier again as we get into Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. We got a potential storm here that we'll talk about in just a moment. Here's the upper level pattern driving all of it. Troughiness, messy troughiness across the east, ridging as you get out toward the western United States. So that is the reason for the spread here. The quiet, dry conditions in the west and the very busy, stormy conditions in the east. Here's what happens as we head through the next couple of days. We'll bring it back to this morning. Again, we get the little system out of the south, the mid-south kind of lifting north up toward the coast or riding up the coast, and that's what sets up the coastal storm and the heavy snow from Maine down into Vermont and New Hampshire as we head through the day on Saturday. A couple additional systems trying to sneak out of Ontario into the Midwest, merging with this piece of the trough that gets cut off across the south as we get into early to mid next week, and that's, again, what sets the potential for that bigger storm here, that coastal storm, as we get into Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. So we got to watch trends on this, whether or not this is really going to be off the coast or nearer the coast. We've seen a trend maybe slightly closer to the coast over the last couple of runs. Not ready to buy fully into it at this point, but let's check back in with that forecast on Monday morning and see where we stand. Over the next 5 days, though, troughing going to be the feature here across the eastern U.S., so temperatures a bit on the cooler side, a little more unsettled with pretty active conditions, at least taking us into early next week before we'll dry out, quiet down for a few days heading into the later part of next week. So here's the European operational run. This will take us through the next 7 to 10 days. Again, here's what we got as we head through the day today, just kind of light shower, light flurry activity. The activity begins to pick up in intensity closer to the coast as we head into the day on Saturday. And then we've got our winter storm during the day on Saturday into Saturday night across portions of Massachusetts northward into Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. Expect that snow to taper off slowly as we get into Sunday night. And again, we have to watch the potential for a second coastal storm around the Tuesday timeframe. Right now, primarily an Atlantic Ocean problem, and not something that's going to be bringing a lot in the way of precipitation to the Northeast. But we'll keep an eye on it, watch for any changes here as we head into the weekend. So otherwise, that does set us up for a quiet next week on the backside of the winter storm over the weekend. Maybe some Tuesday precipitation, dry Wednesday, maybe some flurries here as we get into the later part of next week. Here's your next week of precipitation. Again, a lot of this falling between now and Tuesday. You look back toward the west, we've got a lot of high pressure, a lot of quiet conditions, really nothing forecast over the next 7 days across the middle of the country. Now here's a look at the temperature anomaly forecast today. The reason I'm showing this is because as we head into this pattern that's going to be sending systems out of Canada into the Midwest, the Great Lakes, and at times the Northeast, this will be a pattern that would potentially send us very cold this time of year. But as we look for a source region, or we look at the source region for some of these systems coming out of the Northwest, where's the cold air to be found? We're looking at a very anomalously warm start to December across the Canadian prairie provinces, northward into the Northwest Territories and the Arctic here. So again, as we talk about systems diving out of the Northwest, it's December. It's certainly not going to be warm, but this is not as bad as it could be with a trajectory such as this. So as we look at temperature anomalies, the forecast here as we head into next week, we do get a little bit of cold air associated with that system here coming in over the weekend into early next week. But even with the pattern not changing all that much as we head into the next work week, we're going to be seeing temperatures remaining on the mild side as we head into the time frame right around December, I'm talking about kind of December 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. So a lot more on the mild side than we otherwise could be with a pattern such as this. So here are your highs for the day today. This would be Saturday. Sunday, a bit cooler, probably going to be the coldest pair of days there, Sunday and Monday, before we start to slowly return to more mild conditions. Of course, mild, relatively speaking, for the first 2 weeks of December. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and we'll talk to you again on Monday morning.